The Battle of the Bulge was the most extreme conditions that I fought in. The thing that I remember most about it, and what comes in my mind first, is cold, snow, ice, and death.
This museum is all about World War II.
And it's a place where the story is paramount.
This country would not be the United States of America if World War II hadn't ended in a victory. It's as simple as that.
Yet on this day in April in 1945, I was to have the shock of my life, because I was going to walk through the gates of a concentration camp called Buchenwald. And I saw in front of me what I now call the walking dead.
It was the defining moral moment of the United States in the 20th century and perhaps in our history. And that's a story that has to be told again and again and has to be understood by, I think, generations to come.
This museum is a way of kind of touching freedom, of realizing how valuable it is, how lucky we are to be born as Americans or to live here.
Freedom is always only a generation away from extinction, which leads me to the fervor that I attach to the educational mission of this museum.
The museum has been reaching out to school children from the day we opened our doors.
The museum does a very, very, very good job of taking you back. You get what the people are talking about.
And when I came here, I learned about the prejudice can happen and how big it can be and how destructive it can be.
And it's important to honor those who did go through all this. They were a tougher generation than we are now.
I think a visit to the museum brings back the stark reality of what World War II was and what occurred and why it was significant for our country. And I think it brings back a reality of why those values are so important.
The values of honor and commitment and integrity and perseverance and courage and bravery. I mean, those are certainly all values that we would like to think that we have, within our company.
When you think about World War II, one of the important elements was the work that was done on the home front.
Rosie the Riveter is every woman who walked into a plant. Every woman who drove a streetcar or a taxi or a bus. They all did what they needed to do for defense.
And Boeing clearly played an important role there. It's part of our heritage. And I think that heritage continues to play into what our company is about today. And I think that's part of the connection between Boeing and the World War II Museum.
I'd just like corporate America to be on board with this and get to the front of the line. Corporations have a lot of good causes to support. We're among them.
It teaches lessons and values that can be useful to those companies for their leadership. It teaches values and lessons that help them, I think, resonate with their employees and resonate with their management. And certainly resonate with their customers.
For all those nameless and faceless people who never have the privilege to be honored at this museum, I support it and speak for them. It's a part of our national fabric, and it's a thread that connects us all. So I hope that people will come here and be a part of this destination of the World War II Museum.
He died before even the master plan was complete. It's a bigger idea, I think, than either one of us had. It's a bigger expression or manifestation.
I was a kid during the war, and whenever we would complain, you couldn't get new shoes, or you couldn't get gasoline for the car to go on a Sunday outing or whatever, this standard reply, which I must have heard, seems like 10,000 times, we are all in this together. And that's what's happening at this museum.
Yeah, he'd be proud. He'd be amazed, just like I am. But the preservation of the important moments in American history doesn't get much more important than that. And we want everybody on board to help finish this museum, just like we won World War II.